So this one is to pull it down and help guide it. And it's tied off to the truck at a little bit of an angle, so I can pull the, as I go, I can pull the windmill that way a little bit, because like I said, it's tied up against this fence. I don't want it tangled in the fence. The brake is on. I should ratchet strap that. I'll go ahead and ratchet strap that. I'll get this ladder out of the way. I'll get rid of all of the nuts and bolts. That's to tip it and see if I could put a board underneath it and get it up off the studs. The studs are there. All right, so then I have a left lineman's rope tied off with a quick hitch, and I got a right lineman's rope that's going to go through the tractor, and that way if I run into problems, I can use the lineman's rope on the tractor to finish lowering it down. So that's what that second lineman's rope is. And then of course I have the electric hoist that I'm hoping will take this thing all the way down real smoothly. We'll find out together. All right, so this is on the back side of where I want the pivot hinge to be. So I'm actually only going to undo this, and then I'm hoping I can pick up and it'll get beyond this without me having to loosen these at all. But if I need to, I can loosen them. I already pre-broke them all. So this is anchored down into the concrete. All right, I've already got everything tied off, so I'm not worried about a sudden gust of wind blowing this. And it's not very windy today. That's one nice thing about the heat. All right, so I'm going to loosen this halfway and then go do the other side and loosen it halfway. And then I'm going to pick it up while it's halfway and see whether or not it's got enough slop in it, or if I'll have to unloosen these here. All right, so now I have the back end broken loose. Just going to check with a pry bar and see if I can, get it up all by myself. And yeah, see it? There's a lot of energy. It's kind of scary, folks. But yes, I can. If I try the middle, I'll just bend the middle part and maybe even snap it off. But if I go by the ends, I should be able to pull it over. So back to the guy wires here. I suspect I'm going to need to pull the truck forward. And hopefully this can all hold it, right? 2 against 3. The truck is clear. Worst case, it come down and hit this fence I'd have to repair. The trailer I'd have to repair it. And of course, I'd take and make a working windmill not into a working windmill. That's not what I want. All right, let me loosen up the fronts. I'm going to leave this one here for the pivot point. I'm going to loosen these up halfway or almost all the way so that the windmill can rotate on the edge here. So I'm not going to take these all the way off. I'm just making wiggle room on the pivot. Oh, and when I did that, I heard it sit down on the back. So definitely I'm heading the right direction. All right, because it's an old windmill, there's everything the farmer needed to build it with. There's square old nuts, there's 5/16, there's 7/16, there's 1/2 inch, there's fine threads, there's, anyway, the ones that are just the old square bolts are giving me a hard time. So I'm going to turn you off. You don't got to watch me struggle for 20 minutes on an old square bolt. If you ever run into one, you'll know it's just a pain in the neck. All right, I'll be right back. All right, everybody, I've got it all rigged up. I've got everything loosened up. It's freestanding almost. I'll show you here what's going to set up. Now, for those of you on a video, I know you can't appreciate this little spindly pixel looking thing, but when you're put in charge of this much energy above your head and your solo building, it's a whole different animal, right? So I'm going to try to stay well enough out of the way. If some rod breaks and snaps, I don't want to be hit in the face by it. So what do I have right now? Well, I have it loosened here and removed there and loosened there. So I'm hoping it'll pivot right here and that there's enough room there for the bottom part to roll up. Same thing on that side, quality checking.
It's on there on the top, so it'll pivot there. It's loose there where it'll come up. This rod I was able to get into a hole here and hold down. Then all of the rods I went ahead and I put a little bit of tension on them so they'll stay together. I want the bottom to stay square. So that's the purpose there. In addition, I went ahead and picked up that rod, well pipe and sucker rod that I haven't been able to remove. I'll remove that when I get it all the way on the ground. On the back, it's 3/4 loose. I've still got a few threads on here. And then it's all together, so this whole thing should tip up on the base, right from here. Not from here. I don't want to pivot there, pivot there. I'm pivoting, removing it from that. Same thing on that, a final quality check. It's 3/4 loosened here. It's tight there, tight there. Theoretically, this should all tip that way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that crowbar, and I'm going to press on this a little bit, see how it behaves. Then I'll take a rest for a little bit. I'll come back rested from AC, get a drink of water, and we'll take this thing down. All right, quality check. I've got tension up above me. I'm going to move everything so I can run. Let me pick this end up. Oh yeah. These bolts up here are wiggling, way wiggling. So I don't even think I needed to loosen that on the bottom, but we'll leave it be. Yeah. All right, I feel good about that. All right, I'm going to rest up for a little bit, and then we're going to pull it down to the ground. All right. I know that I said I never stop in the middle of something dangerous and narrate, but look how far this crazy thing is leaning and not going down under its own pressure. So I have to keep going back to the hoist and letting out and manipulating the ropes. I'm going to check the hinges on the bottom. I'm going to do a little bit of work. I'm going to guess that I'm at 15 or 20 degrees off of 90. So all right, so it's dumping here. It looks like it's holding square. That pipe, it looks okay. It's the hoist right there holding it, so I'm going to let the hoist out a little bit. Don't touch the wrong button. I've done that a few times. All right. I hear it making noise. All right, so now it's down to that rope and that hoist. So I'm going to undo the rope, retie it off, maybe, halfway down again. All right, lots of little fiddly work happened there, and I was just too busy working to come over and change the battery out on the camera. But new battery in here. Let me do a synopsis. So we got it all the way down over here. I had it on that 4x4. I came in with my tractor and I picked it up, just up. And then I wiggled the trailer underneath it. Brian helped guide. Would have been pretty difficult solo. And he also had to pick up the ends, even though I had it on the tractor reasonably balanced. I still needed somebody to do that last little bit.
I haven't measured it yet, nor have I strapped it down. I'm pretty tired from the heat, so I'm going to take a break in the car. But let's fly around it and take a quick look. Alright, so the law doesn't let me have more than a 4-foot dangle, and I don't. I've got about 3.5 foot there. It's up on a sawhorse that the original owner, Brian's dad, made himself for this windmill. So I've got another sawhorse over there I'm going to take with me. I'm going to unload it on that with my 30-foot telehandler. This was a pleasant surprise. I was expecting this to dump oil all over the place. Now, it could be because it's dry. The only thing that was a surprise is as it was coming down, I bent that with the cable. So I needed to put a piece of wood across that to block it. And I won't unbend that and put it up. I will actually get a new piece in there. Well, I might bend it, but if you unbend those, then they're forever weak. So I would probably get a new piece. They still make parts for windmills, so it's not like I can't get a piece of angle iron in there. So I'll get a piece of angle iron. I've got angle iron at home. I'll just put a piece of angle iron in there. Paint it to match. I've got this silver paint. Silver, brown, red, every color's in there. What else? So I'll put back on the Aeromotor on the fin. As I brought it down, the brake came loose and it started spinning, and a windstorm came in at the same time. So as it came down, the brake's still on. It must have flexed and moved enough for the wire to let go of the brake up here and let it start moving. So that's something to keep in mind. Listen, I didn't want to climb all the way to the top of this. Notice there's no stand or anything. And so I'm happy with the way everything worked out. So there we go. All right, so I don't know, probably 5 hours to put it down all by myself. Brian did stop in. He came in key moments. I needed, really, it's a two-man job. But one man, if you're real patient, I don't know, figure out how to do little things like when the ends are dragging, how to work that out. A bigger piece of equipment would have taken care of that. Anyway, I'm going to take a break, drink some more water, tie this all down. Got a long trip home. I'll probably rest up Sunday and come back next week to pick up my, pull that pipe, pick up my tractor, all my stuff that's sitting around here. Well, I got home, everybody. My windmill and my tank are both home, undamaged. A little bit of work on them, but I was planning to do work anyway. Alrighty, so I always wondered how big this thing was, because when you climb up, it feels like it's forever. So I pulled a tape measure, and the tape measure tells me 25 3 inches, but it's at a little bit of an angle. So I'm going to guess it's 25 feet. Well, that's all right. What do I have to do here? I've got to get new well pipes. I've got to replace the, the sucker rod inside of the well pipe. I have to do a little bit of work on that. A little bit of paint. Need to check the brakes and find out why they didn't. Oh, I see it is leaking a little bit down there. So I thought it might leak some oil. That looks more like water than oil to me, though. But anyway, it's going to sit like this for a little bit. I might replace the spring while it's down. I'm definitely going to paint back on the Aeromotor on the front of it. Man, I just couldn't be happier. So, wow. The chickens are following me around. That's always a good thing. They'll be happy when they have water, too. All right. So, let's see. This is how I did it, right? So, you watched the video. You watched an amateur move something, but I'm smart and I've done things before that are big, so I would say that I'm not a rank novice, right? Like, I've never moved a windmill before. I've never picked something up that high and laid it down. There was a lot of firsts for me in here. So I'm not saying that you should do it my way. You can watch it and see what things happen to me versus what might happen to you. But, I see they build these hinges for the bottom of a windmill. And to me, that is what you're going to need to be able to do any kind of preventative maintenance safely on a windmill. It's the right way to go. It worked for me once I figured it out, right? Thank goodness Brian showed up, the guy that owns it, or owned it. Now I own it. But anyway, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, follow me along, everybody. Bye-bye.